And today, I already know what Unique, aka Breeze, will be doing as he hides in the shadows next season, figuring out what he wants to do to get back all that he's lost. My theory explains why Unique will choose to remain a John Doe and keep his existence a secret from everyone, including Pernessa and Jerome. And this is because Stefano will hire him and use him as his own personal hitman and spy, leading him to earn his nickname Breeze in the streets. And Unique will decide it's the best decision to make in order to keep Jerome and Pernessa safe and to get back all that he's lost, because he's definitely going to be on demon time. And I'll back this up with clues from everything you may have missed during the entire season 3 of Raising Kanan. Now this video is going to be another banger, so go ahead, like this video and subscribe to the channel so y'all get this fire every day. By the way, if my voice sounds a little hoarse, it's because I was screaming and doing a victory walk as my theories came to be true last night and this morning. And since you know you love this content, you can support this channel by sending a donation to the Cash App, JPeterson91, or blessing your brother with a super thanks right above the comment section in your phone. Thanks in advance. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. All right now, people, so let's break this down like this. Ladies and gentlemen, after witnessing the incredible season finale of Raising Kanan Season 3, in which we saw the death of Ronnie Mathis by Kanan, as I predicted, by the way, and the surprising, but yet not so surprising death of Howard by the hands of Rock herself this time. And to top it off, we seen the man, the myth, the legend, Ubiquitous Unique make his re-emergence during the very last scene before the ending credits. And in my opinion, this all but guarantees that Unique is Breeze, but of course, for all you naysayers out there, it's going to be a slow burn before we get to that. And being that he has returned, disfigurements and all, it's very clear that due to Joey's acting range, he was hired to eventually become Breeze from the very beginning. But like I said, this reveal will be a long burn. The writers of this show are very well at taking the time to develop its main characters. None of our main characters are the same people they were in season 1, let alone the same people they were 5 episodes ago. And it's still a natural progression for everyone. Just think of Jukebox. We all expected her to sleep with Aisha by now. We expected her to kill by now. And the writers have us all dreading every moment of happiness that she gets, because we all know she will be ruined very soon and may not even get to the army before something bad happens. So when it comes to Unique, we can't expect him to make his presence known to the world. He will be moving in the shadows just like he was in the season finale. So the question is, what will Unique's, aka Breeze, be up to as he remains hidden behind the scenes? Because he still has to survive and earn a living, and he still has Pernessa and Jerome to have to take care of, even if still from behind the shadows. And the key to all of this and more lies within Stefano. And now here's the basis for my theory on why Unique will be Stefano's secret hitman, for hire, and secret spy. There are only 2 ways Unique would have been able to know where the meetup between Rock and Ronnie would have been taking place. The first way, maybe Unique was on the low, following Ronnie around already, waiting for the right moment to get revenge, and just so happened to come across the heinous carnage that the Thomas family left in that warehouse. But what makes the most sense logically would be Stefano already knowing Unique is alive and housing him somewhere. Then when Rock comes to Stefano for the money for Kanan, Stefano would then tell Unique as a way to not only protect his own investment as well as Rock from Ronnie, but also for a chance for Unique to catch Ronnie lacking if he has the chance. And now with Unique being Stefano's favorite nigga, he would know Unique owes him a huge debt for keeping his secret safe as a request by Unique himself, as well as providing him with room and board, and nothing is free in the underworld. Stefano will see a way for Unique to be useful to him in the meantime. Stefano has potential black enemies, he has potential Italian enemies that could turn on him at any point, and he has rats all around him. He could definitely benefit from having a John Doe as a hitman to help tie up all his loose ends. This gives Unique the opportunity to learn secrets Stefano can't tell anyone else as they build their relationship. Unique will learn who are the other major players in the drug game and of all ethnicities involved, making it easier for him to find a plug in the future for himself if Stefano eventually has to be moved off the chessboard. And that night, after his new favorite show comes off that we're not even gonna have to speak on, we will see him go see what the Thomas family is up to, and then selectively choose what information to tell Stefano about, maybe even causing a little bit of friction between them in the future. Way back in episode 6 or 7, when Stefano said through his police contacts he heard about Unique passing, he could have already been harboring and rehabilitating Unique somewhere secret. And when Rock came back for his favor to take over what Unique left, Unique might be planning what Rock did to High Post and his brother Ronnie. Let her build her empire and then take it all away. Season 3 theory and Season 4 theory as well. And this theory will explain why Stefano's bodyguard is in fact the snitch that was referred to by Detective Tanner in episode 1 of Season 3 of Raising Kanan. I'm going to break down every single clue that proves this to be a fact. I will also explain how Stefano is well aware that his bodyguard is a rat and is purposely keeping him alive as it has been suiting his own benefit. In the hood, they will say Stefano is rocking him to sleep. And then I'll finally explain how and why Stefano will end up hiring Unique, aka Breeze, to kill his bodyguard, after he is sure his rat has firmly pushed the feds in the direction of the Thomas family, helping him make a clean getaway. This video is going to be yet another banger, so go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel so y'all get this fire every day. And since you know you love this content, you can support this channel by sending a donation to the Cash App, jpeterson91, or blessing your brother with a super thanks right above the comment section in your phone. Thanks in advance. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. All right now, people, let's break it down like this. The feds are not done with Stefano or Rock and her brothers. Stefano and Rock are in an unholy matrimony that currently sits Stefano at the top, and with all the power, as he has more money, power, and influence. And with that being said, there are still many unanswered questions and many different possibilities that this relationship can go. But I'll tell you one thing though, this one particular bodyguard of Stefano's does not seem solid. Remember episode 1 of season 3? Detective Tanner sat down with Sal Baselli and told him they had information from an informant about a hit from the inside that had been called on his life. And we went the entire season without any snitch Italians going into that furnace. In fact, not one snitch or potential snitch was killed at all in season 3. But when it does come to this bald bodyguard, and by the way, he's bald and light-skinned, you can't trust him. When Stefano first got shaken down by the feds over allegedly selling illegal fish, he was there. When Unique first met with Stefano to get work and build a relationship, the same guard was there. And when Rock and Marvin went to link with Stefano those 2 to 4 times to discuss all kinds of drug deals and murders, the same bodyguard was there. The 2 most incriminating times they met up are when Marvin admitted to Sal's murder in the fish store and the conversation in Stefano's house that ultimately led to the death of both Malcolm Howard and Ronnie Myers Mathis. And this bodyguard was there every single time. This bodyguard is in fact the snitch Tana must have been referring to in episode 1 of season 3 when he had that sit down with Sal. He has to be. It can only be someone extremely close to Stefano who will be able to hear about the hit and tell the feds. But now let me tell you how Stefano is a criminal mastermind, and also how it will lead to Unique aka Breeze coming into play in regards to this rat in season 4. I believe we may find out that Stefano already is well aware who his snitch is, and he's been keeping him alive long enough for him to think he got away with it, while at the same time putting him in position to have Rock and Marvin locked up for the hit on Sal Baselli, thus taking the heat off himself, keeping him from being killed by the mafia for hiring some niggas to offer made man. Nothing Stefano has shown us can allow us to call him a fool of any sort. This is not his first rodeo. He's an OG in the game, right? Lived long enough to have gray hairs in the game. So when we see him swindle Marvin into admitting to killing Sal inside his previously mentioned bug store, and right in front of his bodyguard, this is clearly Stefano indirectly setting his bodyguard up to send the feds in the direction of Marvin and Raquel. This bodyguard literally has the ability to bring down both Stefano and Rock's organizations respectively, and can say he was an eyewitness to every murder plot or drug deal in regards to those two people. And by two people, I mean Stefano and Raquel. Stefano was 3 steps ahead of everyone involved currently though. And now, most of us are aware of the possibility that Unique, aka Breeze, has been crashing at Stefano's house while he heals up and plans world domination. I also have a video where I explain how Unique will become Stefano's secret murderer for hire. And this could be how it all begins. Once Stefano is sure the feds are more focused on the Thomas family than himself, and once he is certain his bodyguard thinks he will get away clean and be whisked off to win his protection somewhere, in comes Unique, dressed in all black, catching his bodyguard slipping and killing him. As the first of several favors he will owe Stefano for keeping his secrets. This bodyguard's death will ensure the feds now have no way of bringing Stefano down unless someone from the Thomas family snitches on him, as he will then be thrown into the furnace, never to be found again. And I'm referring to this bodyguard. And I will also add, this friendship will likely eventually turn sour, and we could see Unique devise a plan to eventually kill Stefano at some point, and Kanan may even be involved in it. Rock will, however, find a way to gain some kind of leverage over Stefano as well, eventually. Since we all know Raquel Thomas will bow down to no man. And being that we've seen the family portrait of Stefano and his family, here are 2 scenarios to watch out for in season 4. Number 1, Rock could find Stefano's family and do something with that information. This is anything from making them disappear, holding them hostage, anything. And scenario number 2, since the guard was viewed right under the family portrait, we can find out that this guard may be an uncle or something to Stefano, maybe a little brother, or this guard could be one of Stefano's daughter's husbands or boyfriend, which is another reason why Stefano is waiting for the perfect moment to catch this guy slipping without looking guilty. And today, I cracked the Da Vinci Code yet again. My theory today will explain exactly how Unique developed his routine of watching Jeopardy every night at 7 p.m. And this theory explains why Stefano was the major influence in that. These guys are best friends and treacherous twins. I will also give examples from earlier episodes of Raising Kanan and reveal how Stefano and Unique, aka Breeze, both already expressing interest in letters and words, thus leading them to bond as brothers over their favorite TV show. This video is going to be yet another banger, so go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel so y'all can get this fire every day. And since you know you love this content, you can support this channel by sending a donation to the Cash App JPeterson91 or blessing your brother with a super thanks right above the comment section in your phone. Thanks in advance. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. All right now, people, so let's break it down like this. With the shocking and obvious revelation for some that Unique, aka Breeze, is still alive. It seems like he already has a well thought out plan underway. And it also seems like Kanan, Rock, and the rest of the Thomas family may be mere pawns in this game at his disposal. This is even more certain if the truth is revealed that it was in fact Unique himself who instructed Kanan on how to dispose of his brother Ronnie. And it's very likely the man at the center of this, who would have the most to gain other than Unique, will be Stefano himself. If Stefano is capable of having a made man like Sal Buscemi killed, you can bet we're going to see a lot more of the ruthlessness that this man is capable of. And when you put him with Unique, who assumingly will definitely be on demon time, the likes we have never seen of him, this friendship and unholy matrimony will cause problems for anyone who refuses to submit. These are the treacherous twins. So what I want to talk about is how Unique began developing his routine of watching Jeopardy and how Stefano had a role in it. First, we have to take it back to the moment Unique was presumed dead. I'm very sure at this point that Unique spent the following 2 to 3 months since Ronnie's attack under the care of Stefano. How he got there specifically is probably going to be predictable within a flashback in episode 1 or 2 of season 4. But the way Stefano told Rock how he found out Unique died, and then the conversation they had over Kanan and Stefano's house, it's clear that man has secrets and keeps his cards close to his hand. It's highly likely in season 4 we see a flashback of the same scene with Stefano and Rock. But after Rock leaves, y'all, Stefano goes upstairs to deliver the information to a Unique who would have been trying to keep tabs on both Ronnie and Rock during his recovery. And Stefano would step in the room and find Unique sitting right in his room watching none other than the show Jeopardy. I believe during Unique's recovery, him and Stefano continued to develop their friendship while Unique remained hidden. And they likely built their bond and discussed future plans together while sitting together watching the show. The fact that Stefano showed a seemingly genuine fondness for Unique is already undeniable. But another thing that should definitely be noted is this. Both Unique and Stefano showed a subtle interest in letters and words over the course of the series, and that could easily go over a lot of people's heads. First, Unique was seen with a crossword puzzle, I believe in his tailor shop in season 1. And Stefano expressed his fascination with the black dialect and how blacks creatively hand out nicknames. So it's not a reach to assume at some point they sat down together and shared their fondness of letters, words, and the English language, all while planning the domination of New York City. Unique is a valuable asset to Stefano because he serves as someone he can trust and has access to spaces he can't go because he isn't the right complexion. Another thing I want to add to this. At some point, Stefano will certainly die. Could Stefano's future death be another reason why Unique, aka Breeze, continued his tradition of watching Jeopardy every night at 7 p.m. to honor his best friend Stefano, who took him in when he was on the verge of death and helped him gain back everything he lost? Okay, When people say that Breeze, aka Unique, was strong but not smart, you gotta understand, he didn't say Breeze was stupid. He said that he wasn't smart. Now, you could be smart, you could be calculating in the streets, you could be tough in the streets. But for something as simple as keeping the same routine, yes, you're not smart. If people who know your routine are the same people who want to kill you. And that's why it was so easy for him to be killed. But it doesn't mean that he was a dummy, a dumbass, stupid. You hear the different weight that those words hold? There's not smart, there's foolish, and then there's stupid, dumb, an idiot. Nobody ever referred to Breeze as these words. Why and how? Unique will kill Stefano and take over Queens with Kanan as the face of the operation and his number 2 after Unique finds out Stefano is a rat. Not only that, this will be a sanctioned hit by the higher ups within the Italian mafia. Yes, I'm telling y'all, they will agree to allow Unique, aka Future Breeze, to kill Stefano. Without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so let's discuss how Unique will find out that Stefano is a rat. Now, I'm basing this theory on the fact that I believe that it was Stefano who found out, and his people were already watching over Unique's establishment, right? Being that this was early on in Stefano and Unique's relationship, I believe that he didn't fully trust Unique yet and had his underlings watching over Unique's establishment, maybe even his home. So the night Ronnie supposedly killed Unique, people were already watching, and they subtly follow Ronnie to the location where he dumped Unique's body. Hence, his people picked up Unique and brought Unique to Stefano's residence. Now, being that we're gonna find out that Unique has been at Stefano's residence, first have speculations through his conversations with Stefano, and also how it would be easy for Unique to have suspicions and then come to the conclusion that Stefano was a rat. How is this gonna happen? Unique can easily be there when the feds pull up to have a word with Stefano. Okay? He will lie to Unique after Unique has his suspicions. Unique will try to deny the truth in the beginning, but he will eventually catch Stefano in a lie and not call him out for it. We'll speak more on that. Let's keep going. After Unique realizes that Stefano is a rat, mind you, Unique hates rats. This leads to Unique arranging a secret meeting with Stefano's higher ups, as he knows he will need permission to execute this hit. So he will bring proof that Stefano is cooperating with the feds. Now, how he will be able to arrange this meeting, how he will even know who these people are, I'm letting y'all know. Stefano and Unique are going to build a friendship. Now, it's not going to last that long, but Stefano is going to build somewhat of a friendship and a business relationship with Unique that I'm going to touch. And it's presumed, then a man who is presumed dead to the entire city. Just like Stefano will find a use in Unique being a John Doe, just like he found use for him, the Italians will say, okay, well, we need Stefano dead, so how about using a presumed dead man to kill Stefano? Somebody who will likely be within Stefano's residence, so he can easily just kill him and get away, and he will never be a suspect. And here lies the beginning of Unique and Kanan's era of running Queens and pushing the Thomas family out of the game. For helping the Italians, Unique will be given control of at least some of Stefano's business and territories, as he will still be doing business with them after the hit, of course. Whatever Unique acquires will put him in a position to take over everything. Now, we're not going to see this happen. We probably won't exactly see all of this happen in episode 4. It's going to be the last season of Raising Kanan before we get into Power Origins. Then this will definitely start to really take form going into season 5 and the end of season 5, okay? Unique will still want to keep his identity a secret though. So he will bring Kanan in as his number 2 and the face of the organization. Now there's a lot of in between as to how they get here. And I'm going to specify this in another video, right? Because they're going to start getting cool and really getting to know each other through robberies. But it's going to be like specifics. And like I said, and her thinking Famous is an informant. And of course, we know that Famous will be fighting his court case initially from the inside. He will make bail at some point. And of course, there will be a cop that comes and offers Famous either a short sentence or absolute freedom from going to jail if he gives information on Kanan and any one of the other Thomases. Shout out to the GPA, Global Power Ambassadors, and I'm back with a Raising Kanan Season 4 theory, as I would like to explain to you guys why Unique is Breeze with even further proof, as I reference the very first meeting between Stefano and Unique, in which Unique is referred to as Ubiquitous by Stefano. Now, some people are going to say this is a reach, but as far as I'm concerned, within the Power Universe, there's absolutely no such thing as coincidences. You guys already heard the record that was playing at the end of season 3 when Unique came back. I already gave you guys a video saying every single instance that shows that Unique will become Breeze. I also gave you guys a video yesterday explaining why Unique will become Breeze based off of the conversation he had with Ronnie before they had that fight. And now I'm going to prove to you guys that Unique will become Breeze based off of this very first conversation between him and Stefano. This video is going to be another banger. Let's get to it. All right, y'all. So y'all know how it went. Episode 2, Raising Kanan, Season 3. We got Unique having a parlay at Raquel's house, right? They having a regular conversation. Unique, and they take Raquel to the area where Stefano's furnace is. And we all know Unique felt very insulted by the way the Italians came and tried to rough him up that way. We all know he was being a gangster the whole time. So now, Stefano asked them for their names. Y'all know, Unique says, hey, my name is Unique. And here is where it begins. So he rattles off 2-3 names that he knows. And he says how the Italians be having whack names like Big Fish and all that other stuff. And then Unique is being smart. He's being smart. So Stefano's man punches Unique. Couple more words being said. Then Stefano has his people take Unique away in order so he can have a word with Raquel, who he really meant to see, right? He never even meant to know Unique. And while they're taking Unique away, he refers to Unique as Mr. Ubiquitous, okay? And also, we know that Unique referred to him as Linguini, right? Little Linguini. But here's the thing about the word ubiquitous now. while I was watching this episode, something told me, I was speaking to myself. Myself said, Nate. I said, yes. Myself said, you should definitely look up what the definition of ubiquitous right now. Let's see what the definition of ubiquitous is, right? So now, while you're looking at this screen, I have what the word ubiquitous means, okay? Now, Google says, what does it mean if something is ubiquitous? Existing or being everywhere at the same time. Existing or being everywhere at the same time. Constantly encountered. Widespread. A ubiquitous fashion. Okay? And then what you're going to have here is another couple explanations of what ubiquitous can mean, right? What word best describes ubiquitous? Everywhere, omnipresent, pervasive. So in a sense, you could say ubiquitous is kind of like being like the wind or breeze of air, right? Right? Am I bugging? I don't think this is a reach. Now, you guys know, in order for me to have fun on this channel, yes, I do some reaching. Yes, I have fun being wrong because I like to be creative, right? But I'm not reaching all the time, man. You want to know what's everywhere? A breeze. You want to know what's omnipresent? The wind, a breeze. You want to know what's universal? The wind, a breeze. Need I really say more? Need I really say more? And then, if we want to even take it a step further, they're clearly showing us the beginning. They clearly showed us the beginning of what would be a mutual beneficial friendship between Stefano and Unique, who will, in fact, become Breeze by the end of the 5th season of Raising Kanan. And that's considering the fact that season 5 just might be the last season of Raising Kanan. You gotta understand, they have plans, okay? They told us we were gonna have season 4 and season 5 right next to each other. They never do that with any other Power show. They have big plans for the cast of Raising Kanan, right? By the way, argue with your mother, Raising Kanan is the best show after OG Power, okay? And when Raising Kanan is over, I'm going to bet on it that Raising Kanan will arguably be known as the best Power show they have ever given us. But going back to Stefano and Unique, they already showed us this word thing, this thing with names between them, right? So you cannot say that I'm reaching. They showing us how during the course of the rest of the season, they're explaining to each other their love for words and stuff like that. So is it far-fetched to say that Stefano, perhaps his people, follow Ronnie all the way to the landfill, waited for Ronnie to leave, checked to see if Unique was still breathing. People get hurt, people get robbed. No one's gonna know it's him. No one's going to expect it to be him, right? He is going to seemingly be everywhere, omnipresent, pervasive, universal, right? It's gonna feel like he could pop up at any time, no matter who you are, no matter where you're at, right? It seems like he's gonna be everywhere at the same time. The 3 to 4 of the biggest snitches of Raising Kanan season 4. We're gonna talk about Snaps and Pop. We're gonna talk about Stefano. We're gonna talk about Demo. And when we talk about these rats, we're gonna talk about the evidence that they could be rats. Some have more evidence than others. But we're gonna talk about the evidence that they could be rats, why they would be ratting, meaning the motives they had to be rats, and who is going to be the person to kill them, okay? So without further ado, let's get straight to it, y'all. This video is going to be another banger. Now, to start this off with, these are the people who have the least evidence of being rats, but they would definitely have motive. And let's talk about Snaps and Pop. Now, I am 33 years old. Up until the age of 28 years old, I lived my entire life in New York City before I moved to South Carolina, okay? I am literally from the streets. I grew up in the trenches. And one thing I will tell you about old heads on the block is that if they've been involved in any kind of street or criminal activity, you better watch them. If you reaching your prominence, like I couldn't tell you, and I'm also someone who used to be heavily involved in the streets. So this is from personal experience, right? And also for me, being in jail and talking to guys my age or guys a little bit older, when you find out who snitched on them, it's the OGs who be the biggest rats. I'm talking about, it don't matter what gang you in, it's usually the OGs, right, that's still lingering around, that be the biggest rats and been rats. First of all, I'm also suspicious of Snaps for the simple fact that any nigga who continuously matches the outfits of his woman is somebody who you can't be trusted. Just like you can't trust a man with no mustache, right? Snaps can't be trusted. Now, I like his character. He's tough. The scene where he showed how gangster he was in front of Marvin, right? That's the first person who we ever seen really like challenge Marvin, where he did the thing with his mouth, and he was like, yeah, I do, right? That was real gangster, right? But the thing is this, he's still an old head. Snaps and Pop are still old heads, and they're still in the game. Why are they in the game? You know what I'm saying? Why are they in the game? Like, they used to rob banks. There was no mention of them going to jail. No mention of them going to prison. Now, if they did go to prison, they have to tell us in season 4 about some kind of time that at least one of them did. But you're not going to tell me that they both did time. You're not going to tell me that, because if they both did time, then I don't think they both would still be together. Well, maybe they would be, but I think it would be at least one person to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't still invest into drug dealers in the hood. Okay, like, you can't trust Snaps and Pop. And what I think that it's gonna be found out that, similar to Rock, they had an extensive relationship with someone in the law enforcement where they're giving up information. Now, another thing, right, when it comes to Pop is somebody who obviously is a gossip queen. She has a lot of information. She's the Game of Thrones. She's the Raising Kanan equivalent of Game of Thrones Varys, right? She has a lot of secrets. She knows a lot of secrets. She's going to be responsible for exposing major secrets. She's someone who you definitely can't trust. Now, when it comes to Pop, she's already exposed herself as being somebody who gossips and talks a lot. So you telling me they get cornered by the police, she's not going to tell? She's not going to tell? That's what y'all trying to tell me? She's a rat. And then another thing is this, right? Why are they so interconnected with people like Joaquin, people like Stefano? Why are they so interconnected? Do we have to worry about... Well, I don't think Joaquin is a rat. But speaking of interconnecting rats and everything, now we got to talk about Stefano. It's very possible that rats are in cahoots with each other. For all we know, there is a higher authority within the police force, within the feds, that they both answer to. They both answer to the same person or the same group of people. All right, now, when we talk about Stefano being a rat, y'all do know that twice inside of his obviously bugged fish store, he pretty much got Marvin to confess to the murder of Sal Baselli. This is somebody who organized a hit on Sal Baselli, organized the hit, and then had Marvin say little funny things like the mail has been delivered. Is that my mailman? Like, what are you talking about, Stefano? In the same place where you said it might be bugged before, a couple episodes earlier, he's obviously a rat, man. He's a rat, man. And you know, this is the mafia. It's not like surprising that you find out a rat is a rat, right? And also I said that we're going to talk about who's most likely to kill these people. When it comes to Snaps and Pop, Rock is going to get rid of them niggas before the season is over. When it comes to Stefano is going to be exposed in a way where Phil Russo is going to put him in his own, what's that thing called? His own cremation thing. I smoke a lot of weed. I can't remember what it's called right now, right? The furnace. All right, yeah. Brain cells came back. But that is definitely going to happen. Stefano is a rat, and they might be rats that work together. Or they could be rats and not even know that the other person is a rat. Like they're all old heads. You can't trust old heads in the hood. You can't trust them. That's half of the reason why, you know what I'm saying, they get smoked. Because they be around. You know what I'm saying? And now let's talk about Demo, right? Of course Demo's a rat. Of course Demo is a rat, y'all. Like, come on now. Demo already then gave himself up when he said he used to do work with Howard back in the day when Detective Tanner was pressing him. So you know Detective Tanner is going to come back and he's going to be like, yo, listen, you fit the description of the getaway driver in the Sal Baselli mailman murder. You fit the description. Sidebar, he crippled. How was he driving? And on top of him being crippled, he crippled. He don't want to go to jail. Okay? He does not want to go to jail. He does not want it to happen. But yes, he very much is a rat. Once Detective Tanner put the clamps on him, he gonna say, all right, yeah, I was there. If he hasn't done it already, that's what's gonna happen. Okay, and there's two options of who will take out Demo, because you know he's gonna be exposed. Those two options are either Marvin himself or Jukebox. But in this type of situation, if Marvin finds out, he's gonna make it his business to take care of that situation. We know at the end of the season, Rock went to Stefano for a lump sum of money in order to pay off Ronnie, in order to save Kanan, which inevitably we found out was the setup. By the way, I feel like Snaps and Pop organized that whole thing. And they also told Ronnie to kill Rock, but he botched the job, so now it's okay, he gotta die now. And they realized Kanan would want to be a part of it, and they also realized that, you know, they could further entrap Rock and Kanan into a situation where they gotta keep paying the money. And I feel like Stefano knew about this the whole time. I feel like Stefano, when I go back to that scene, and she asking for the money, they talking and all that, I'm looking in his face, I'm like, there's a chance he spoke to Snaps and Pop before she even pulled up. For the simple fact that they already said that they knew Stefano. And then when Rock was talking to Snaps and Pop, Snaps hit that drink and he did that little chuckle laugh. He did a laugh. He was like, you know, kids are pricey. Just laughing it up.
He did say that. Damn.
Like, it only take 2 minutes for Raquel to leave and for them to call Stefano. Like, yo, listen, Raquel's probably gonna come over there to ask for some money. Right? I spoke on this in the video. But my thing is this. Will Rock give Stefano the money back? Some people say no. I feel like she is, because why steal it? Right? I just feel like it just logically don't make no sense to steal it, because you asked for the money, He helped you get what you wanted. Y'all already have a good business plan going on. And you still gonna owe him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think? Do you think she'll give him his money, or do you think she wants to?
I think she is going to give it back to him. The only way I can see him possibly not getting it back is unless maybe somebody robs her or something like that before she gets a chance to, or another incident so happen to pops up before she gets a chance to. But I think it would make sense for her to give the money back because you don't want to have to owe the mob. Like, that's crazy. And she's already going to have to owe a big interest because, you know, they don't just loan money.
And he already know who your son is. He already know where your territory is.
You know your whole family. So, yeah, she going to get that money back. Now, will she have an issue possibly paying back that interest? Maybe.
Yeah, that's probably because it's power. Something's going to happen.
Yeah.
She going to run out of cash. She going to need the cash. But yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking too. Because I'm like, it's easy to assume she going to steal the money, but I'm like, it really wouldn't make no sense. Like, currently right now, he hasn't wronged you. Even though I think he's a rat, he already got Marvin to confess. But he hasn't wronged you yet. He gave you money to help with your son. There's not really a reason, unless you're taking the money and you leaving New York. She's not leaving New York.
Shoot, she might go to North Carolina with Symphony.
Which is possible. I think that's Symphony visiting her in teaser. People thinking that's Unique. I'm like, no. I don't think Unique is going to pop up in broad daylight.
I was wondering who that was, too. Yeah, a lot of people were saying it's Unique.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to pop up at Raquel's house in the middle of the day. She destroyed him every time they went to war, and she knew he was alive. This is what further make me believe he's going to be Breeze. Because he don't want people to know who he is. But somehow, some way, he's gonna be valuable. Like somehow, some way, he's gonna have access to a plug or something, which is what keeps him around. Right? But there's no reason that she would not pay the money back. And also, I do believe that's Symphony. Like, hey, listen, I came back for you. Was you about to kill me that day? I seen your car. He be like, I seen you. You drove by with.
Well,
a lot of that, right? We went a whole season without Symphony. Rock is not gonna have no other love interest. Symphony is her one true love. Like, he gonna pop back up. But other than that, for real, like I said, I don't see any reason why she would not give that man his money back. You in debt to that man anyway. Speaking of snaps and pop, let me get your opinion on this because I made videos on this. And in relation to Stefano, I think they are all rats. Or at least either snaps or pop. I think they all rats. You know what I mean? What do you think about snaps and pop? Because you know, I'm from the hood, man. We from the hood. If you was close to the streets at all, you would know that a lot of times the older guys in the hood,
rats.
They rats.
Yeah.
They did all this dirt.
That's how they survived that
all this time, and they never served it.
Mm-hmm.
But they still active in the streets. What do you think of them? Do you think they're gonna make it out of season 3? What do you think is gonna happen with them, both characters?
Okay, so I actually made this theory when Raising Kanan season 3 was actually active. Because I thought it was going to happen in season 3, but it's probably going to happen this coming season. I always thought for Snap and Pop, I do think they are rats because them being that old, talking about they retiring and stuff like that, they ratting them people and stuff like that. And, you know, kind of like, you know, the Diddies of the world and stuff like that, they informants. So that's how they stick around. But what's going to end up happening is, if you pay attention at the beginning when they was introducing them, Rock and Juke referred to them as Bonnie and Clyde. And if you're familiar with what Bonnie and Clyde's story was like, they robbed people and stuff like that, robbed banks. And at the end, when they met their end, it was a very brutal shootout at the end. They tore their ass up. That's what I think is going to happen to them.
And you think they're going to get shot up?
I think they're going to straight out together, just like Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. And you know what? I see them dying too. I believe Rock's going to do it.